Good. Hi, everybody in my Marketing 434 class. My name's Jeff, and I teach a class. I'm here today with Adam. Adam's going to tell you a little bit more about who he is and what some of his big, broad business questions are. Just in case you're interested in partnering him with our semester project, we're going to go over some high-level pieces of how we might be able to help him out. So, Adam, tell me a little bit about Adam.
Thank you for having me, Jeff. I appreciate it. I know some of you may know me. My name is Adam Hanna, and I am a musician, singer-songwriter on the come up right now. I'm trying to do everything I can basically to grow my audience, mainly what you were talking about earlier through social media, because I think that all celebrities and musicians now, no matter when they release a song or they star in a movie or whatever they do, everything goes through their social media. So what I'm trying to do right now at PC and outside of PC, so when I graduate, I'm not just a wash up at Providence College, is grow my social media through Facebook, Instagram. Those are my two main ones right now. I don't use Snapchat too much, but I'm trying to figure out what I can do either with Facebook and Instagram or expand with other social platforms, how I can grow these, how I can grow my own platforms to help my music grow.
You're not, by the way, just a wash up.
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. So that's what we're trying to avoid. But yes. Don't call yourself a wash up.
I'm just kidding.
I won't take that. No slack of sympathy, none of that.
All right.
I wouldn't have gone to your shows if I thought you were.
Jeff went to a few of the shows. You might have seen him there.
Yeah. So one of the big things that Adam is looking to get some focus on, some clarity on, are a bit of his social media usage. And how are you using social media right now? Are you promoting things? What are you doing?
Right now, I'm using social media to promote mainly music videos and my shows. That's pretty much what I'm using Facebook and Instagram for.
By the way, what's your Instagram?
Instagram is Adam X Hanna, all lowercase.
So ADAMXHANNA. Let me write that down.
Okay. Yeah, go follow me if you haven't yet. And
go on.
Adam X Hanna. So also what I'm trying to figure out is, so I have 2 music videos ready to go. One's coming out a week from today, next Monday. If I have a certain amount of money to invest in these videos, whether I'm being sponsored on Facebook or sponsored on Instagram, thank you, Jeff, where do I put my money? So that goes into the social media aspect, because in order to grow outside of PC, excuse the voice crack, singer, it happens. I'm used to this. But what do I put my money into to have other people see it? So they go and follow me on Instagram, they go and follow me on Facebook. So if I have X amount of money, where do I put it? Do I put it into separate things? Do I put it all into one? And what's going to get me my most return on investment, not money wise, but as far as engagement wise with fans and people seeing videos.
Now you've done some of that, already?
I've done that already. And the main thing I've done it with is Facebook. So if I'm putting money into Facebook, what Facebook does is it shows me all the analytics of how many people saw my video, how many people clicked on it, and how long they stayed on it, whether it was 3 seconds or it was the whole video, and whether it's male or female and how old they were.
Yeah, and Adam and I have been talking about this a bit. Like, I've never put my hands on that data. And whether you think of data as just like the charts, the summarizations, like I want the spreadsheets, and you probably know that, and I haven't seen that data. So I think if you want to pursue that part of a project with Adam, talking about social media, you're likely going to be challenged to take a look at that. And I want to say challenge like it's going to be hard and you run away because it's hard, but I think getting your hands on that poses some interesting opportunities more than anything. Is that we have this information, how can we help use it to shape the landscape of potential ways that we can use the social media platforms in the future. One of the other things in our conversations, we talk about this for a while, is, as you know, I mentioned I got some experience doing ad testing. So my thoughts were maybe we do some sort of experimental design, but that's not good for external validity. It doesn't give us a lot of generalizability. But at the same time, if we've got some information about what he's currently doing, we can think about them as different conditions and do tests of comparisons and generate some ad hoc hypotheses that way. So having access to that secondary data, along with, again, the goal of the project to generate some primary level data collection instruments, That's really what we're after here. So whether we're looking at how students use their social media and then tell Adam, or how he's been using social media and what results that's generated, and then we dig into the data to provide that for him. That's what we do. Because Adam, do you want to do this stuff?
I don't want to do anything.
What do you want to do?
All I want to do is make music.
And ours,
perform. That's it. I want everybody else to do my work for me, and I can just go on stage and sing. That's it. And I said to Jeff, I sound like a diva, but I want to do the least amount possible and just do what I'm best at. You know, I understand the terms that are coming at me when people do this work for me and say you should do this marketing wise, and I'm glad I do. I'm glad I spent 4 years learning it, but I don't want to do it at all. So if you guys can help me with that and just allow me to do what I'm good at, I would be appreciative in many ways.
Yeah, I know that feeling of I just want to do what I'm good at.
Yes.
and let me go do that. So speaking of good at, one of the other things that I want to make sure we're mindful of in this context is your time commitments, because you are playing a lot of shows, you are busy, you are a student, you're taking a marketing 434 class without me. Thanks.
Yes, sorry about that. I would have liked to have been in this class, but yes. I am extremely busy, especially on weekends are pretty much out for me. Friday through Sunday. I pretty much have shows every weekend. But during the week, the only day that's not good is Tuesday. Other than that, I'm available to help anytime. And even on weekends, if you want to give me a call or whatever and say, you know, we're up against this, we need this information from you, I'm down to take a call anytime. I'm very open about that stuff. But as far as meeting up for long periods of time, it's just hard for me, because even if I don't have a show, I'm usually rehearsing or I'm trying to do the next thing. So what I want to be able to do is just say, if you can help me with this, this is great, and I'll help you as much as I can, as long as it's quick things. And to get the ball rolling, I'll help as much as I need to. But after that, it's like I kind of want to just say, go ahead.
And that's the nature of this project anyway, is that we don't want you to have to be hands-on. It's not you doing the research. If you become a market researcher and someone writes you a check, the expectation is I pay you, you tell me. That way when I spend my money elsewhere, I make more money. There's something else I do want to come back to as well, and thanks for that, is so social media is one of your big questions, but we were also talking a little bit about a slightly different direction in terms of not just how you promote yourself in those shows, but also the shows themselves.
Yeah, so that was the two main topics we had discussed as far as this project went, was one, social media, two, live shows. So my goal this year is to have, I don't know how many shows, but I want to do at least one massive show, getting 700 to 1,000 people or more, whatever, more out to a show. My question is how to do that. How do I, one, get people to the show, two, make them stay, and three, make them want to come back for another show.
Mm-hmm.
So, and those are questions that
find them on this after they leave.
Yes, but that, I mean, those are questions that have a lot packed into it that, again, I don't have the time and really effort to go out and be like, hey, what do you want to, why would you want to go to a show? I just want to go on the stage and put on a good show, because I know that'll make people want to come back. But as far as getting people there, what is going to get those 1,000 people to my show? Mm-hmm. What's it going to take?
And there's also an opportunity here that you definitely could do yourself. If we're waiting in line to get into a show somewhere, Adam's not going to be able to be asking the questions at the door. However, if there's a line of people waiting to get in to see the show, that's a huge opportunity for you to be able to ask one or two simple questions. Hey, how'd you find out about the show? How long have you known about the show? Or did you just find out today? Who are you with? Are you by yourself? Are you with other people? Because if we've got promotional strategies that bring individuals to the show, we're going to need twice as many promotional strategies. Wait, do this right? Yeah. So if you're promoting things that are getting pairs of people or groups of people, like, hey, you got to bring, a bunch of people are coming in swaths, then you're doing, you need less of a lift to make sure you're bringing groups of people. But if somehow you're promoting yourself in a way that only individuals are coming, or they're not excited to bring their friends to the show, there isn't something for everybody. There's not, I don't know, maybe there needs to be an opening act. Maybe there needs to be a break.
A DJ or anything. There's a lot of different things. And I'm sure a lot of you guys went to the Firehouse shows last year, and maybe that's something if we do go the route of the of the live shows, you could even ask people, hey, what if they remember, you know, what made you go to those Firehouse shows last year? Was it Adam? Was it Firehouse? Was it the opening acts? What was the reason? Because what I was saying to Jeff is, and I know we could probably gonna wrap this up in a second, but Jeff is that I want my first show, I want to know that 700 to 1,000 kids are coming. I don't want to have to worry that only 400 are going to come or only 300. I want there to be no worry in my mind. I want to say I'm doing this show and I know I'm getting this amount of kids out, and that's what I'll need your help with is how do I know?
Yeah. So lots of big broad questions because what we're trying to do is big. Like to get big, you got to do big things, and this is a cool opportunity to test yourself, to try to help out a fellow friar. Help out, you know, you're not just a friar. I mean, you're Adam. Like, help this guy out. But remember, like, Adam sees all these different pieces, whether it's promoting himself, promoting the shows, having a show or having a party, like what it takes to make these things successful. Your job as a market researcher, and you sit down and have these conversations, is to focus in on the question, how can I help? So in asking about specific things as it pertains to social media, to behaviors for shows, for any of that stuff, narrow it down into a simple question where you can collect some primary data. That way in December, when the project is done, you can come back to Adam and say, hey, remember how you had this question about whether you should do X or Y? Go forward with Y, because that's the thing we see to be better. And not to be able to generate this whole big campaign. If you can help with a small aspect of it, you're helping in a large way. But trying to get the whole picture done, I mean, some of that's on Adam to just continue to perform well and to do him. And
yes, absolutely. So even the smallest amount will help. I promise you that. Because right now, I don't have a team of people doing this for me. That's the goal. You know, the goal is for a record label to be able to do this for me. But right now, as far as having some friends help me out with it and get it, hopefully an A on it, that would be a massive help. And the smallest thing would be a really big help, and very appreciative on my end. Cool.
So again, go to Instagram. You can find Adam X Hanna at Adam X Hanna on Instagram. You don't like Snapchat so much?
I'm not a big fan of Snapchat unless you can convince me otherwise.
Or Facebook or Vivo or YouTube. Check them out.
AdamHannamusic.com too has all the links. So
yeah. So regardless, check them out. And fade to black.
Thank you.